what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rick Joyner Experience on what's the day? Thursday? Yeah, on a Thursday. It's with COVID, every day is the same day. It's like every day. Somebody mentioned this. It's like every day is like Tuesday. Every day is Tuesday. Anyway, welcome to another edition of the Rick Joyner Experience. And I want to first of all say thank you to all of you that have supported the first show from last week that we did, man, when we were talking to survivors of COVID, those that have gone and looked at the video system. Thank you so much. I do encourage everyone to go and look at it. And even right now, as we start this show, I need you to do me a favor and give me some thumbs up, give me some likes. If you like the show, I want you to give me some thumbs up and some hearts and loves. And I need you to share this live streaming show right now on your Facebook page, okay? On your social media. I need you to let your friends know that we are on, because we've got a topic tonight and a panel of folks that are going to help us decipher this. The title of the show, if you can see it, it's called Dating in 2020. And dating is something that I'm going to try to keep the show to an hour, but I told my panelists earlier we could probably go until next week talking about this, but we're going to try to not do that. But we are going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it from a couple of different perspectives. So I want to introduce my first guest tonight. She is a beautiful young lady who is single and dating. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ebony Ray. Hey, Ebony.
Hey.
How you doing, dear?
I'm doing great.
I am incredible. Everything's good. So tell the people a little bit about you and what you do.
So I'm Ebony. I work at Cox Media. I basically do all the commercials for 4 different stations here in Atlanta. I also own a bartending business called Shake Up ATL. So you can find us if you're planning on having a party, a wedding, anywhere where there's drinks, anywhere that if it's 5 people, 500 people, we will come make some wonderful cocktails for you guys. Our website is shakeupatl.com, or you can find us on all the social media platforms at shakeupatl. So yeah, check us out there.
Very good. Now, I've got it scrolling across the bottom of the screen so that people can see it. And I also want to let everyone know that Ebony is now my show producer. When I decided I was going to do this live streaming show, I was like, okay, I gotta have somebody that has a clue about broadcasting and blah, blah, blah. And she just seemed to be the perfect choice. So Ebony, thank you so much. Welcome as the producer of the Rick Joyner Experience live streaming television network.
I appreciate it. We're gonna have so much fun doing that.
Absolutely. And starting tonight, we're gonna have so much fun because we're talking about dating in 2020. And my next guest is a young man, and I use that word young very, very loosely right now because he and I both are in our 50s. But there are people in their 50s that are still dating. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Croder. What's up, Croder?
What's up? Hey, everybody. I am Croder, and I am a teacher, realtor, insurance person, as well as a broker. Well, I'm still doing investments. I do play the stock market, but I'm still trying to figure out whether I'm an investor or a trader because stocks start to crash. I get a little jumpy, but I love day trading. You can make a lot of money. And glad to be on your show tonight. So glad to be on the Rick Joyner Experience. You told me you was kicking this thing off. I told you it could go, and saw the first show. Absolutely awesome. I am excited for you. I'm excited for Black media because it definitely needs to become part of the new Black Lives Matter thing because we do not own 99% of what we.
You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that, and I'm glad you did because now everyone can own their own media company, right? Just it's in the palm of your hand. It's your cell phone. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can do that. So Croder, you are a little over 50 and still dating, right?
I'm over 50, but I haven't dated in a while. Once I reached that plateau. You're at our age. Well, I'm not going to speak for you, but at our age, it's a sprint towards retirement. It's a sprint towards trying to make sure that you're ready for the older years and that you
Okay,
have,
wait a minute. But so you're saying you stopped dating?
I have completely stopped pretty much dating, and COVID has helped that as well. But
Yeah.
before even
I didn't-
COVID, I don't know. But since I've been in COVID, it's been so many phone calls that people wanting to date. I don't know. I think
Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. Okay, but we'll circle back. Hold on a second. I've got more panelists to introduce. This next young lady is just a gorgeous young diva, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sid. Hey, Sid.
Hi.
How you doing, boo?
I am blessed. I'm amazed. How are you?
Good. I am wonderful. So Sid is a single young lady in the Atlanta area in the dating game, and she actually is like the female Dr. Doolittle. And the reason I said it is because she is a veterinary technician, right?
Yes. Yes.
Tell everybody what a veterinary technician does.
Well, veterinary technician is just the same as a human nurse. Just instead of working with humans, I work with animals.
Okay.
There are different fields of veterinary medicine, which I work in the small animal field, which is dogs and cats.
Okay.
So I've been doing that now for about between 12 to 13 years.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the show. We appreciate you, and we've got one more panelist to introduce to the audience. This is Terry. Hey, Terry.
Hola.
How are you there?
I am wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm great. So Terry is also in the Atlanta area. Tell the people a little bit about who you are, what you do.
I am a product engineer. I work for a company here in the Atlanta area. I am a single mother of 4 boys, and I am, like everyone else, trying to date.
Okay, you say that as though you're having issues.
I'm having issues, big time issues. I need help.
Okay, well, maybe there's something that can come out of the conversation tonight that will be able to help you and to help us. Because, so folks, if you're looking at your screen right now, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at 2 older guys with 3 beautiful young women, and we're all about to dive in on the subject of dating. And first of all, trust me, it's probably different for all of us. And Sydney or Croder just informed me a minute ago that he's not even dating anymore. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had given up on it. But let's go ahead and dive in and talk about, first of all, because some people consider themselves dating while some people consider themselves in a relationship. So first question is, what's the difference between dating and being in a relationship?
To me, dating. You want to go ahead, Sid?
No, you go first.
Okay. To me, dating is kind of like a no strings attached. Like, I'm just kind of getting to know you. We're having fun. We're going out, just really getting to learn each other. Not with like all the pressures and the responsibility that necessarily comes along with, once I've committed to being in a relationship with you, I am now responsible to care about your feelings. Not saying that you shouldn't care when you're just dating, but I am now committed. I have now committed to care about.
Oh, so you basically just said that.
I think we're so missing on
No. Wait a minute. I heard you. You said as long as I don't have to worry about your feelings. That's dating. Dating is.
I'm just we probably within the first 5 seconds have cracked the code on why I'm single. So but yeah, that I probably said that. I probably said that bad, but for me,
No, you said it right, Ebony.
You was right.
It's not that I don't care about your feelings, but your feelings are not a priority when we're just casually dating. If we're in a committed relationship, I'm now vested in that, right? Because if I'm saying that we're in a relationship, like the plan is to be building towards something, not just, us out having fun. So as long as we're having fun is fun. And I have literally no ties to that whatsoever, because my life's still going to go on, and I'm still going to, do the things that I need to do to, make sure that like me and my family are good. But once I've decided to like have a man in my life that I'm committed to, then that person then becomes like a priority on my scale of all the shit that I got to do. So.
Okay, great.
Which, touching on that, like going off of what she's saying is by, my emotions, my feelings. So if I'm out and about and I am with the gentleman, we are not connected. We're not on a, this is my ace boon coon, all 10 toes down. We're just enjoying each other. We're just getting to know each other. That's dating. Mm-hmm. You're still on the guest list. You haven't made it to the VIP list. So you have those few that will make it to, the VIP list. That you still have to kind of wean out and see what's going on, versus those that, okay, well, you just gonna stay in the friend category. We just hanging, we just
in
cool.
The friend zone. I've heard about the friend zone.
And I have no problem with saying, no, I don't want to hang with you tonight, with no problem.
Right.
Well, as you can see, Juanita Williams is laughing at y'all already. She's so funny. And I want to encourage everybody that's watching either on the Facebook page, or if you're watching on the on my YouTube channel, please, by all means, give me some likes, give me some thumbs up. And I really need everybody to please share this video right now on your timeline. Share this live stream as we dive into dating in 2020. Not only do you need to hear some of this, all of your friends and your family that are dating need to hear and see what's going on as well. So make sure you go ahead and share right now, please. I'd appreciate it. We thank you so much for that. So we're talking about dating in 2020 and the difference between dating and being in a relationship. So let me ask you this. If we're dating, does that also mean that we're having sex?
On some points, on some levels, some levels. Just on some levels.
It depends on who you are. I think it depends on who you are and what that vibe is like, because it's like sometimes that might not be the vibe. That might not be what interests me. I might be more in tune to you as a person versus like the sexual part of it. But if that comes along, that for me, that doesn't necessarily change the dynamic, and that doesn't automatically mean, oh, we've had sex, we are now in a relationship. So I think it can still remain casual, at least in my life.
And see, I think that's one of those generational differences. Because when I was in the dating game back in the 80s, in the late 70s, early 80s, it was like if you had sex, if she gave you some, then you go together. It was not any, and this is one of the things that has changed so drastically to me over the years is how people look at the value and the meaning of sex. Okay, Sid, I see you with your hand up. What?
So, me being a little bit younger.
How young? How young are you?
I'm 36.
36. Okay.
I'm 36. So I think being in this generation, it's more not saying we have to have sex, because I would rather get to know you on an intellectual basis, because that will determine whether or not you make it to the relation status. Because if it goes too far and you do get into the sexual, portion, and it's not fun, it's not enjoyable, then I don't think you'll make it to the relationship status.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest.
That's honest.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then in that category, you'll stay in the dating line, versus for us to grow and build something, because I'm not going to be happy and be honest in a relationship if I can't be honest about our sexual content.
Let me go talk. I want to go talk to Sid. I want to talk to somebody that's gonna make some sense right now. Okay.
Wow.
And I'm gonna take a poll here in a minute that's gonna blow y'all's minds. Okay. Because see, what happens is a lot of times, we get in the camera, and we know that people are watching, and then we start pretending. We start pretending sometimes when the camera is on, because there's some things about us that we don't really want everybody to know. So I'll come back to that in a minute when I get ready to take my poll on the panel here in a second. So y'all get ready for that. It's going to be a good one. So Terry, the difference between dating and being in a relationship for you.
For me,
Okay.
dating.
And let me qualify this a little bit first. How old are you?
I am 42.
42. All right. Sid is 36. We'll get Ebony to give her age a little bit later as well.
I'm 29.
All right. So what's the difference for you, Terry?
So dating for me is just a situationship. What that means
Whoa. That's a what?
it's a situationship.
Not an entanglement.
Is that like associated
That's
with
not
an
entanglement.
That's not, that's another new word for 2020.
No, it's a situationship for me. So what it means is, it really depends on my needs. At that point, my needs. So in one particular point, it may be I may need sexual healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may need someone to comfort me. I may need just someone to talk to. So, if I'm dating, it may be one or the other, or both, or all three.
So let me ask you, is it possible for you to be getting each one of those three items that you just named from three different men?
It is possible. Yes. Not for me, but it is possible.
Because the next question was, have you done it?
No. No.
Okay.
No. I'm one person at a time. I can't do multiple.
Okay. All right. Very well. That's kind of good to know, I guess, especially today, because I've got a friend, Stacy. Stacy wrote a book, and the whole book is about why women should date multiple men.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw, hey, Stan Hunter says hello. Hey, Stan Hunter. Yeah, I can tell Stan's associated with a gospel. Y'all see that picture? He's associated with a gospel group. He's some of my gospel people. All right. Close your ears, Stan, because we going in over here. But you know what? That's the one thing that I love about just being able to be real. I grew up in the church. I've been in church all of my life. I worked in gospel radio and ministry and stuff, all kinds of stuff. And I had to realize that people, even church folk, are real human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of them crazy as hell. You hear
Oh,
me?
yes.
I have dealt with church folk that I just couldn't believe that they were church folk. And then I learned that, then I finally learned that, okay, this is just part of the culture of some church folk. Some church folk just full of stuff, So I'm like, okay, y'all can have that. I'm not interested in that. But anyway, so for the entire panel, by show of hands, this is like truth or dare right now. By show of hands, how many of you have had a one-night stand? Croder,
put your hand up.
I don't think that was a fair question. That's you put me on the spot.
But understand that.
But Rick has two hands.
I got two hands up because I've had two one-night stands.
I
Okay.
hope Stan Hunter ain't on that no more.
Okay. So I'm sure he probably left now. Croder, have you ever had a one-night stand?
I had to think it was back, but
okay. All right. So this is why I asked that question. So how can we talk about the difference between dating and a relationship if we are giving up the punani,
Oh,
okay, if we giving up the punani, or we giving up the eggplant on the first night, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, okay. So I think that depends on how you define. That to me depends on how you define a one night stand, right? So it's like maybe I could have known you for some time, and then we just got together one night, and then it might have been trash, and I just never talked to you again. So to me, that's still technically a one night stand, but that doesn't mean like I just met you off the street and then boom, like it's going down. Like I don't think things are the same.
Oh, okay, and you make a very good point. So now let me reframe the question. Okay, let me reframe the question. How many of you have had sex with someone on the first date?
Oh. Like even after all, I just tried to like make it sound nicer. Like
So let's clear it up.
Yeah.
Everything, I haven't seen either one of your hands. Oh, there it is. Okay, all right. Okay, so and understand, I've got a few more years on y'all. So understand, back in my day, and I was out there, man. But so what does that mean? What does that mean when you go out on a date with someone for the very first time, and you end up doing the hokey pokey?
Y'all had not only an intellectual connection, but you also had a sexual connection, and it was probably on both your minds. Be honest.
No, you be honest.
I'll be honest on my situationship. We had a deep intellectual conversation that got almost in a debate, to where we both saw ourselves on an argumentative level, but still understood where to come back at. And then also on a sexual mentation, to where I ain't had none, you ain't had none, what we're doing.
Croder, I love that laugh, bro.
You know that normally I'm a big talker, but I am looking so much.
So I gotta say, there's a time that I went out with somebody the first time we got together, and then I really tried to turn that into a one night stand, but this man like tracked me down, and we ended up being together for like 7 years. So I don't think there is necessarily.
I don't want you to just run over that. I want to make sure I put that down a little bit.
Yeah, I tried to blow right
No. We got to go in a little bit. So you were intending on having just a one night stand with this guy. You wanted to sleep with him. You wanted to get you some, and that was going to be it.
And that was the plan. Yes.
That was the plan. But he tracked you down.
Yes.
Stalker.
And followed you and stayed on you.
Yeah, until we ended up getting together.
I think that's what they, Croder, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, but I think that's what they call that comeback.
No, that's that WAP.
That's a WAP.
You like I know. Rick, you like I know.
How did I know WAP was going to end up on this show tonight? I knew it.
Hey, Rick, you like I know. When you track them down, it was one thing that made you track them down.
It couldn't have been my award-winning personality. It had to be that.
Oh, well, yes, it was award.
Justin Bieber has a song about it. Girl, you got the yummy. Yeah. So, okay. So he tracked you down.
Yeah. So I think that's actually happened to me a couple of times, of where it's like my intention was to be just something like very casual, and then they just have a tendency to just not go away, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Wow.
But I mean, in the couple of times that has happened, like we ended up being together for several years. So
somebody got that wow.
Stop it.
Oh my God. Okay. So Croter, why are you not dating now?
Oh, it's just like like I'm learning. It's a whole new ball game out there, and really, when you like my last relationship when it was over, you tie yourself down, especially if it was a breakup where your heart was broken and you just felt out, and then you find yourself of age like I am, and now it's a finish line to retirement, finish line to financial wealth, and you just like you were mentioning earlier, there are less things you put up with. There are things that you can, you're so judgmental at our age. You're like, you moving so fast in your mind of I don't have time. Now you should do. If you, I'm always got a ear and an eye up for it. But if I see things that I just know that hey, that's not going in my direction, I'm not even, that won't work. So I just don't. But maybe one day I'll come out of this and just start just dating. But I don't at my age, dating is kind of like, what are you doing? I mean, I don't mind. I spend time with ladies. I go out, dinner. But I'm more or less what's that Ebony was saying, hey, I'm coming over your house and we're gonna go do a movie. That's what we do a movie.
Yeah.
Or I'll cook.
Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing?
I don't even do that now. I don't even do that now. It's more or less I'm just pretty much tied into my work, family, and things of that nature. And but dating, you hear what these young ladies are saying, and you're hearing the difference in our time zone. They have no problems checking out the package. And if the package don't qualify, you're not even moving. You're not even moving to the next level, which I understand. But usually, I think you mentioned you were dating in the 70s and 80s, and for me, it was 80s, 90s. And a lot of times that was before you did that, you had to be in a relationship before you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it unless you couldn't get it. Hey, let's make it rhyme. You couldn't get it unless you committed. Now they check it out, but you hear it in music sometimes defines a generation, and you hear it in the music now a lot. Of what they're saying is they I like you, you fine, you physically look good, I'm getting with you. But now I'm going to check you out because I'm getting to know you. What kind of job you got? How many baby mamas you got? What's your finances like? That stuff ain't
Those
working.
are your questions. I feel like those are important questions.
Those are important questions, but they're not important.
Here's what I'm finding too. Those things can be an issue. You can have several baby mamas. You might not be employed well, but if you are putting it down, you still got you a friend with benefits. They still coming to see you. Still coming over to see you because you got that. You are able to scratch an itch that they like. Clary said sometimes she's got that itch that she, and she's right at 42. So you and I know from experience, ladies her age. Whoa.
What's going on with that thing at 42?
I don't even mess with them. That I ain't got enough energy.
Wow.
Clary, so what's going on with that thing at 42? What are you talking about?
I don't know. You know what my mom told me when I was about 34? She said something's going to happen to your body, and it's going to be, something that you haven't experienced before. And she was right. Around 35 up to, from my understanding, about 45, there is that thing that happens where you're very, very sexually active, I guess. I wouldn't know.
I think a term, and this is not to be a derogatory term, but it's like you're in heat for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Okay, well, if it happens about between 35 and 45, these other two ladies are right in there right now. Ebony, how old are you?
I'm 29. No, I'm 35.
30
I'm
what?
35, but I'm okay. So to be honest with you, that I'm not experiencing at all. I've actually been so focused on like work and stuff that it just, well, okay. So work is one thing. And then also like how horrible dating is in Atlanta has really just made me be like, I don't want to deal with any of it at all. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm almost like burnt out just with like the dating scene in Atlanta because like people here are not who they say they are. And that's like the biggest thing that I'm learning, that you can come in, y'all know me. Well, most of y'all know me. So it's like you can come in as like the most genuine, pure, like sweet, like wonderful woman that has a lot to offer. And then there's not a lot of men that are matching that here, to where it's like either they're putting on and pretending to have things that they don't have, and then that shit like falls off after a couple months. And then, it's just that, at least for me, you ladies may have had like different experiences, but it seems like everybody is hung up on, in Atlanta there's 20 women to every man. So these men are out here like wanting to be with Jane, Janet, Rita, like they want to be out here with everybody with not the dollars to support that.
Okay.
So,
okay. Since you mentioned that ratio of 20 women to every one man, which I think is a pretty much of an exaggeration. I don't think it's 20 women to each man. And as a matter of fact, if you all will look at the program notes, you will see that I actually sent you some information. I actually sent links to you guys earlier today with the program notes, with links about the man to woman ratio. Now this is what the numbers show, and the numbers don't tell the whole story in this case, but the numbers show that there are just slightly more women than there are men in the world. Just slightly. It's not this huge, big difference of a number that I thought it was. But
in the world or in Atlanta?
In the world. Now, then I looked at the male versus female ratio in the US, in the United States, still about the same as it was in the world. Then I looked at it by state. I looked at the state of Georgia and looked at the ratio of women to men in the state of Georgia. And guess what? All the answers came back basically the same. There are only a few more women, okay, than there are men. I believe what I saw showed like 94 men to 94 women to every 100 men. 94 men to every 100 women. That's not a big difference there.
Okay.
However,
right.
I think let me finish, because that's what the numbers show, and I don't believe that the numbers is the only thing that you have to look at, because those numbers are reflective of just men and women that are breathing. Okay, they're just alive. It doesn't show where they are alive. Okay, it doesn't show that they're hanging out on the corner over there downtown Atlanta, with their boys just hanging out drinking, and that's all they do every day. But they're breathing. Okay, that doesn't reflect the number of men that are in jail. Okay, it just reflects the number of men that are breathing. Do y'all get what I'm saying? A lot of men are displaced from the lives of women and from being accessible to women for different reasons.
Now you're also including undercover?
Right. Or the ones that only date non-Black women?
Whoa. Okay. One bombshell at a time, please. Okay. Since she said this, Atlanta has a stigma for having a huge population of men that are really on the outside. They're dating. They look like they want to date women. They date women. They may even have a wife and children at home. But this term called down low that I became familiar with it's a very, very appropriate in this conversation when we're talking about Atlanta, because what she's talking about is men being on the down low. So, Sid, please expound on that.
Well, I mean, in Georgia alone, I mean, I'm from Florida, and being in Georgia alone, I've met a few that, you know, they date women and they say they like women, but in actuality, you know, you would rather spend more of your time, quality time or such, with your homeboys, your buddies, rather than the woman that you're with or you're dating. To me, that's kind of suspicious. That's kind of suspicious.
Okay, whoa, but that's different. That's
okay.
That's not.
I know personally.
That's not what you said. You
okay. Well, I know personally of a gentleman that in his phone he looks at other men, but he's married, has 4 kids.
Okay, when you say
that's down low,
he looks at other men like what do you mean?
As on a dating website, he's looking at other men and commenting about how they're attractive and such. But you, a whole man married with 4 kids. Does your wife know?
Croder, say something, bro.
Well, I'm already there, but was these numbers broken down by race as well?
Let me tell y'all something. Hold on. Y'all got to understand something. It is so hard for a heterosexual male to speak on that. We just don't know what the hell to say. You
got to leave that alone. Right now, you used to could comment, but right now, nowadays, it's grown so much that that's like my question is, did you break those numbers down by race? Because, hats off. You're just looking at us right now. We're in this room. We're in this video with 3 beautiful women, and I'm also thinking about location and area, and 3 beautiful Black women at that. And then if you look at Black women now, the world has woken up to them of how precious they are and how gifted they are. Starting from when they first hit the United States off the Middle Passage, they were able to do the field, the cooking, the field, and the bedroom, and took care of Master and took care of Missy too. So now they've developed and become educated and become wise, and one is primed to be the vice president of the United States right now, real soon, and because they started moving away from our BS. They started moving on, and then you still see that they're dealing with a lot of BS because they're saying here's a married guy looking at men and on the down low, and the numbers. I don't know. I know the numbers, like you said, they were just strictly the numbers, but I do see a disproportion of when I go out or go around, or when I'm out in the going out in the professional world, a disproportion of beautiful, intelligent, smart Black women, and there are few Black men for them to choose from. And I see it also in the younger generations because I see young teens. I see it there too, and the rise of I think somebody was talking about it, the rise of young Black men and that don't stay in their race. You see it in the professional NBAs, in the NFL. They get some money soon. After they do that, the lady that looks like their mother is no longer good enough for them. So
okay, you just gave me a great segue back into a point that Ebony made, and I want to get back to that in just a moment. But first, I want to just say hello to everybody that's watching live on Facebook right now. Please, folks, if you have a comment or question, I want you to post it right now in the comment section, and we're going to pop it up on the screen for everybody to see. If you have a suggestion, or you have a question, or anything that you want to say, please feel free to post your comments right now. And by all means, I need you to share this video on your timeline right now so that we can get more exposure and reach more people, because we're just getting started and the show is going to grow exponentially. Trust me, because we're going to have some of your favorite actors and entertainers and comedians and stuff on with us going forward. We're working on some real special stuff, but it all starts right now. And for everybody that's watching right now via Facebook, or if you're watching on my YouTube channel, by all means, share this video right now on all of your social media, if you will, so that your friends and your family, because we're talking about dating in 2020. And the only people that don't want to hear anything about dating in 2020 are those that are not dating in 2020. And big shout out to everybody that's married. And when COVID hit, you didn't have to worry about where your needs was going to be met. You married, you there at the house, you got your stuff with you there at the house. You didn't have to. Why you think Crota said he's not dating anymore? He ain't dating no more because he ain't had nobody there at the house. If he had somebody there at the house when this thing hit, he'd probably be okay. However, for those that did not, and this is I know this is a little bit off the beaten path here, but man, for those people that didn't have nobody there at the house when COVID first hit, I was scared as hell. I mean, and I'm still scared. But it was like, I think COVID cut out a lot of that new. Y'all know what that new is. Yeah, I know what that new is. That new when you go out on the weekend looking for some new.
That cut buddy.
That what?
That cut buddy.
Cut buddy? What is a cut buddy? The generational gap here is huge because I've never heard cut buddy before.
A cut buddy is friends with benefits.
Okay.
And that's
is that also kin to a F boy?
No,
absolutely not.
So cut buddy and F boy are totally different.
Completely.
What's the
utterly different.
Look at Crota. He just as dumbfounded as I am. Like,
I know I've heard about because I teach kids at the high schoolers, so
right.
I know. I remember when Cuddy Buddy came out. But that's 5-10 years. That's old. What is the F?
Yeah.
Okay.
F boy is something that may or may not have been a cut buddy and just got a bad taste in your mouth. Now you an F boy.
Okay, what is a cut buddy?
A cut buddy is somebody who I can call up on if I'm needing something or whatever.
Oh, this is a sex on demand partner.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's basically what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah.
So y'all have an understanding that
there's no relationship. We're not going no further.
We're not in a relationship. We're not
Ain't
dating.
no feelings getting caught.
We don't talk on the phone.
No, you talk on the phone.
No.
Every blue moon is how your day going.
What you say, Ebony?
I said I might not even talk to you for like a month or so.
Right.
Might not even talk to you for a month or so, and then you get that phone call. See, that's what
You get a WYD at 12:30 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's too late. No, that's too late. I gotta work.
Yeah. Excuse me.
No, I might not even.
As long as they know they gotta go.
Crota, we used to call it a booty call.
Same thing.
Booty call.
It's the same thing, but it's a time difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: when COVID hit, did that knock out all of your cut buddies?
Majority.
She still had to have that 2 or 3 on standby, even in the midst of a pandemic. The onset of a pandemic, everybody in the country is scared as hell. Ain't nobody going out to get no new. And the poor side pieces out there, side piece stuff just went completely away. The side piece couldn't do nothing. Side piece over there and can't go over there to his house because you just the side piece. So anyway, I digress now. I'm getting a little excited. Y'all see I had to take my hat off. It got hot in here. This conversation has gotten hot. And I want to encourage everybody that's watching via Facebook and on the YouTube channel, please share this video right now. If you have a question or a comment, I would love to hear from you. Just go ahead and post your comment right now, and we're able to pop them up on the screen for you, for everybody to see. We're talking about dating in 2020. So the segue that I was talking about, Ebony, a moment ago, that's something that you touched on. And I want to ask you ladies, because all three of you are professionals, if you will. Is it more difficult for successful / professional women to do quality dating now?
Yes.
Well, first of all, let me, just as I was asking the question and I used the word dating, hell, y'all not even really always interested in dating anyway.
Well,
Y'all
and
ain't
you're
really-
right. Okay, so let me answer. Okay, let me touch on that your last statement first. I'm not always interested in dating, mostly because the quality of men right now is very sparse. So it's like, no, I'm not going to waste my time like wanting to date somebody who I know is not a match, right? Like we don't match intellectually, we don't match, professionally, we don't match any way other than we can get together, have drinks, laugh, have a good time, and that be that. That's not, I can't build a house on sand, right? And I'm not interested in jumping in a paper boat with you just because you're cute and we try to go make it on the sea in our little paper boat or a kayak. No, it's not going to work. So where we are in two different spaces completely, it's like I have very little interest and I have very low tolerance for like a lot of ignorant stuff, right? But then also in my experiences recently is that there's just a lot of men who always feel like they're in some sort of like competition with me, because I naturally just have like a very like, my energy is probably a little bit more like overpowering than some, but I know what I want. I'm used to like I'm out here in the world every day like hustling to make it, and I don't accept a lot of excuses that come from men, right? So they just feel like we get in, they get into some weird competition with me where they have to like feel like they're doing more or stuff like that. I don't know if y'all have experienced that, Terry and Sid.
Yes, I have. I have actually been under to where they're intimidated sometimes because I'm a single mother. So it's a lot of stuff that I have to do on my own. I have a 17-year-old son. So, going so long in between dating or in between a relationship, I have to take that man role or, masculine role, whether it's building something, repairing something, to where I had to teach myself. So when you come across a guy to where, he's not secure with having a female being able to do the same things that he can, it falls into that concept to where they can't handle a woman on their same level, whether she can back it down and be that woman, or accept the fact that this generation is maturing, that women are on that same level. I can hold the same standards as you and still realize or understand I'm still a woman at the end of the day, but I can hold my own. You don't have to be Superman for me.
Yeah, you're right. And to me, like in my experiences, I've had men that have been like upset and have borderline wanted to stop talking to me because I never asked them for anything. Like I never asked them for money or like anything like that. But it's like, so it almost becomes a thing of like, you want me to need you, but I don't need you in that aspect, right? Like for me,
like I was doing it before I met you.
Yeah, it's like I need you for like companionship and for, like that support when I'm out here getting like beat down by the world and all the, my daily life. Like I just need a person that makes sense to that, that's there to like be a support to that. But to be frustrated because I'm not saying, hey, I need to borrow $40 or $60, that's not what I need. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm also a single mother. I have a 19-year-old son, and It's just I wasn't even dating the majority of the time while he was young because I never wanted to be like that mom that had like men coming in and out while
Coming in and out, correct.
So I didn't even start dating until he was older. So it's like now it might be a thing of where I've been single like too long to where I'm just like my tolerance is really low because I do live in like such a state of peace. Like I'm just so happy just in my regular life. Like I'm not stressed out. I'm not, like feeling any of that. So where it's like when a man comes with all these insecurities about what he has going on. And I'm like, I never feel like you have to match my ambition. You don't have to match like my desire to go out and build some like, international conglomerate. I don't expect you to feel like that. And I never hold that against anybody. But at the same time, I do expect you to be doing something. Right. And there's just there's a lot of men out here that are really just like not doing anything.
Not doing a damn thing.
Nothing.
That's where they F boys.
Exactly.
Okay, so I remember the definition of cut boy, but I never got to the definition of F boy.
You sorry, you ain't worth nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the F.
We can do without that if you ain't doing everything else.
Okay, so I want to make sure I'm clear. Cut boy can get it. F boy cannot.
Correct. You ain't getting it no more.
No more.
You caught that, huh, Crowder? No.
Well, a F boy at one point might have been a cut boy.
Yeah, I heard you say that earlier. He may have been a cut boy that ended up
cut buddy. He might have been a cut buddy, and then he graduated or got demoted to F boy.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me speak on something that Ebony was talking about just a moment ago in regards to men feeling like they are in competition with women to a certain degree, and I think I understand that to a point. But what about and understand, boo? I'm good with you not asking me to borrow $40 or $50. I don't. That's not what makes me feel confident in who I am as a man. I don't. You asking me to borrow money that's something totally different to me. But here's one of the things that I just don't get. When a gentleman, and I know you three ladies, I don't know if y'all ever even heard that word before, but when a gentleman insists on opening a door for you and you don't know how to receive that.
Wait. Okay. On that note, now in this generation, yes, you have gentlemen, you have perfect, exact gentlemen, but then you also have those wolves in sheep's clothing that are looking for something behind that. And as women nowadays, we have like a shield up to where, okay, well, do we go with it? Do we not go with it? What are you really looking for? Because you opening the door for me. What's up?
See, I don't think anything about that. Like I was out at Costco today, and there was a guy. I was like looking. I was picking up like bottled water, and he literally would not let me touch the water. And I thought that was like the nicest thing of all time. So that's never my hang up of letting a man be a gentleman.
Okay.
I was raised with 4 brothers and a father. So I think that's why it's harder for me to accept a lot of this stuff that that men are offering that's not really like gentlemanly, right? So it's like, yeah, if you want to do maintenance on the car, that's great. I'm not gonna, be like, oh no, give me the wrench. No, I think
most women don't know what to do with the wrench. So
most men don't either.
I said most women. I know some women. I know some women that'll run circles around men when it comes to stuff like changing a tire or even working on the engine and stuff. There are exceptions always to that, but that's not an area where women are very prevalent. It's just not, and that's okay. But we got another guest that has joined us, and I wanted to just take a moment, and I hope that he's been watching and listening to some of the show already to kind of have an idea of where we've already been. But I'm so glad he's here. Number one, because having another man in here right now balances this thing out, because these three kittens
Wow.
have been wearing us out, and I'm so glad that not only is he here just to balance it out male female wise on the panel, but also because he's a younger man. He's younger than these two guys that here at the top of the screen. He's younger. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to just welcome to the show my buddy Levi. Levi, what's up, man?
Oh, ain't nothing much. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm good, except I'm in school. I feel like I'm in school here, man. I've learned so much in just the last few days and the last few minutes. I didn't know what WAP was a couple of days ago. Now I know what WAP is. I didn't know what is it. I didn't know what a cut buddy was until Sid here in the show told me what a cut buddy was. I didn't know what an F boy was until this show. So these young ladies with us two older guys have been wearing us out. So man, I'm glad that you were able to make it into the show. We're talking about dating in 2020, and you're a single man that's dating. Yes.
Right.
So what's the dating game like for you, bro?
So it is a lot different in 2020, because nowadays a lot of people use dating apps. So in my opinion,
do you use them?
I have.
You have used the dating app? Okay.
But I got nothing serious out of it. Just maybe, sex.
Booty call? You got booty call out of it?
Yeah, I got some of that out of it.
Huh? You got some tail out of it.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, I did. But nothing.
Was that your only goal? And let me go on record. First of all, let me go on record and say I have never used a dating app ever. I've never used one. But back to Levi. So was your reason for using the dating app, was it just to hook up with somebody?
No. I'm actually no. I'm open. No, it was not.
He was getting a cut buddy.
No, that wasn't my goal, because I'm open to friendship. I'm open to a relationship. I'm open to a cut buddy. But that wasn't my goal. I just like meeting.
Hold on a second. You just said you're open to a cut buddy, so a cut buddy can be male or female?
It depends who you're talking to, but to me, a male is definitely not.
A cut buddy can be male or female depending on the sex. So buddy, B-U-D-D-I-E.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because okay, go ahead.
So you're thinking of the word buddy? You think all it means is?
I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, but a cut buddy is whoever your preference is. I'm gonna leave it at that. But for me, it's a woman, and it will always be. But anyway. No, but like I was saying, I wasn't just coming into it looking for just a sexual partner. Like I said, I was open to relationship, friendship, or just whatever it turns into. But I wasn't, yeah. Okay. So I think that's the biggest difference to me in 2020. But I don't think, especially for like the younger generation, because I'm a communicator. I like talking to women, taking them out. So when you meeting people on apps and you just texting and stuff like that, and then you meet them in person, it's like, okay, like a lot of people like in the younger generation not used to talking to people straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like if they get a woman on a date, they like, I don't know, but they've been texting the whole time. As me, I'm a person I like to talk on the phone and meet people, so you can get bad habits of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, but you said something that really struck a chord with me. There's my niece Shireen. Shireen said, "Uncle, I love this." And thank you, baby. I'm glad you're watching. Share it on your timeline right now. and tag all of our kinfolk so they can see what we're doing and where we're going. So you said that you enjoy taking a woman out.
Me, yes.
So talk more about that. What does that look like for you?
What, just taking a woman out?
It doesn't have. I don't hear a lot.
Really?
About that. Yeah.
Like actual dating? You know, I mean.
No. No. We asked the question here on the show tonight. I asked about the difference between dating and being in a relationship, and the ladies went in and kind of, helped me to understand a little bit. But then I found out that, hell, you can be giving up the good stuff and not dating or in a relationship with them. It's not.
I mean, it just depends. Yeah, I agree. It just depends on the understanding y'all have. So dating and a relationship, I think, in my opinion, dating is the initial process of being in a relationship. That's how I get to know people or get to know a woman, by dating and, courting, taking them out, seeing if I'm even compatible with them on our dates, communicating with them, talking to them. So that's how I look at it.
So is it fair to say then that when you're dating, it is okay to date multiple women while you're getting to know them?
In my opinion, yes. But again, it depends on the understanding y'all have. Like, what are we? So yeah, you can date other, and the woman and the man, they can date other people depending on y'all understanding.
Ladies, do you all agree that a woman, it should be okay for a woman to date multiple men?
Yes, I think you should.
Yes. Yes. But you also, again, in that dating aspect, that falls back into insecurities. You can have a gentleman that says, okay, we cool, we dating, we kicking it, but then get upset because he sees you with another gentleman. So then that's where you have to establish, like, okay, well, what are we then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I realize that there's a lot of people that right now have like relationship expectations, but still want to have like the friend title, right? Like I want you to only be about me, but then I can still go out and do whatever I want to do. So I think there's a lot of
get my cake and eat it too.
Absolutely.
Correct.
You want me to like cook for you and do all these things that like your woman is supposed to do for you. But then at the end of the day, when you're out here running the streets, it's like, oh no, girl, we just cool. Like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all will get in the conversation and that response is, oh, well, we just kicking it.
Right.
Mm.
Y'all know how we men are. We are possessive creatures.
You're right, and then y'all get upset, like full on, like little babies when
and that's what turns y'all into F boys.
Yeah, we thinking.
Excuse me.
We don't want nobody else getting that.
And understand something. We crazy as hell. We crazy. Yeah, we have double standards.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Y'all do.
Yeah, and I have learned over the years that many of you do as well. Many of you women have double standards as well. So here's the next question. A lot of people seemingly want all the benefits of a relationship with the freedom of just being friends at the same time.
Say that again.
One or the other is not going to be able to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that there are people out here that want the benefits. Let's talk about the benefits of a relationship. You get the sexual pleasure, you get the attention, you get the cooking, you get the foot rubs and the back rubs. All of that, I believe, comes as benefits of a relationship. But then the freedom of being friends it's like I can just walk away from you whenever, not talk to you for 2 or 3 days, and it should not be a problem.
And I think it's easier for men to do that rather than women, because women are a little bit more emotional. So men seem to do that a lot easier than women do.
I agree.
Okay. Well, I think we're in trouble. And when I say we, I'm talking about all of these beautiful black people on this screen right now, and everyone out there that's listening or watching that's single. I think that we are in trouble. And when I say trouble, what I'm really talking about is the future and going forward. When I look at some of the things that are going on in this world now, and the way that the music is, and the videos, and blah blah blah, and there seems to be, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but there seems to be almost no discretion now in this world. There's no discretion. Everybody's wide open. Everybody's an open book. Everything is out in on Front Street, and everybody's doing whatever, saying whatever, without any responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Now, excuse me. I know some of you all have children. Who's got girls? Who's got girls? Only one. Okay, Sid, you've got girls. I have one. I have two daughters. They are grown. I have a 1-year-old granddaughter now that I'm scared for. I'm scared for her, kind of like I am scared for my 18-year-old black boy son. I'm scared for him. He was raised right. He's got a great foundation, but there's some craziness going on out there that doesn't care about any of that. And I'm so glad to see the Black Lives Matter movement and this resurgence of black people standing up for change, to become equals in this country based on the Constitution. I'm so glad to see this new uprising of that. I'm so glad to see these young people having a social conscience now at this moment in time. What a great thing to have happen just before C.T. Vivian and John Lewis passed away, and Joseph Lowery. I mean, it's great that this time has that part, but this other part that's out there where we don't have any moral conscience. It's good to have a social conscience, but you need to have some kind of a moral conscience. When I was growing up, and we were talking about sex and stuff. I mean, people didn't talk about blowjob. You didn't talk about that. It was something that existed, but now a blowjob is like for these girls. It's like getting a lollipop from the grocery store.
Yeah, black love is in trouble, and I think I listen to lyrics a lot in songs, and I see what is being socially accepted as it comes along, because you hear it in the song. And referring to Megan Thee Stallion again, she says, I call him a trick when he don't get offended. And then I be thinking about that for myself.
Okay, she said, what the lyrics say?
I call him a trick and he don't get offended. She even got the card bank account. And I'll explain that later, but let me get to the other part she said. She said, I don't want your man. She says the N-word, of course, but she said, I don't want your man. I want his dad. And that's kind of like what's going on. Going back into that part about tricking, you find where older men are dating younger women. Like you said, that could be a whole nother show. And you're finding now, too, older ladies are dating younger men, and they just have them as a toy.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in Hollywood, you see it around, and
cut boy.
And then you find a lot of these beautiful ladies, and I can probably just even give them a little slight suggestion, but it may not be. I gotta have a disclaimer on it because it may not work. But most of the time, if you're looking for that gentleman that's in a suit and tie, that may be the wolf in sheep clothing. But that guy that guy that got his hands dirty, his nails dirty, he owns a heating and air conditioning company. He owns an automobile shop. He owns his own lawnmower service. That brother got money. He just doesn't, you gotta dress him up because he's working all the time. But those guys are making money, and those are some good men because they work hard. Carpenters and the worst guys that the people don't like being around because they may smell. But a plumber makes about $250,000 a year. Because he showed-
Okay, Levi, I see you about to bust over there, bro. What you got to say? Are
We
you
said
there?
we had a phone call. I had a phone call coming.
Oh, okay. You look like you. I heard you. You know, go a couple of times. I felt you had something to say. What do you think about the culture that we're in right now? The dating culture, because you're actively in it, right?
Somewhat.
Okay. So what do you think about the I love those answers. Somewhat. Well, kinda.
Somewhat. Depends what day it is.
As
Depends on the day.
me and Rick know that he got a lady somewhere that might watch this, so he got to be.
Yeah. So let's change the subject.
No. The
No,
subject
I'm
is
joking.
what it is.
I'm joking.
I say dating
I'm
in
joking.
2020.
I'm joking. No, but I was gonna say something with to kind of what he was saying about he's talking about the lyrics and stuff, but that's been going on. Like, you think that's bad? You know who Trina is, don't you?
No, boy.
Oh,
Man, this Trina, man, there's nothing to compare to what Trina was saying, in my opinion. So,
but it's
been going
also
on.
the
But I
it's
definitely,
not touching on music. It's also the style of music you listen to. So you have the jazz music that says, "I want to listen to you. I want to learn you. I want to, grow intellectually with you," versus trap music that's just point blank.
I want to beat it up. I want to beat it
Yeah,
up. I want to beat it up.
eating like groceries and stuff. I want to eat the groceries and
snap.
stuff. So
Oh snap! You should have seen my face when I finally found out what groceries were. I promise you, I didn't know. I'm serious. I see it. I promise. I did not know what groceries were.
My God.
And
that's not going to Kroger and like buying food.
Okay,
But,
so you remember, Croder, you remember the term tossing the salad.
Okay, yes.
Okay, that's eating groceries now.
Look at the women, all got smiles on their faces.
Huh?
Yeah, child.
You know,
The women ain't stopped smiling yet when you brought up.
Look, I noticed all of them lit up.
Look at all the women. Hey, Rick,
I'm looking at them. All of them lit up.
They touching their face, shaking, and they can't even be still. One of them
Wow.
shaking their legs as we
yeah,
speak.
because there's a rapper that says, and I used to wonder what that was, because there's a rapper that says it in the song. I eat that booty like groceries.
Yeah, that's
Okay, now, ladies, y'all good? Y'all need some water? So, let me tell you my
I
experience.
can't hear nobody.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Levi? Can you hear me, Levi? If everybody else hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, he's got connection issues, so we're going.
He's driving.
Yeah, he's back now. Okay, so there was a young lady that was kind of on my jock a little bit, right? And I was not interested in her at all. And I was flattered that, she's a much younger lady. I did something nice for her, just being kind. And then she tried to kind of turn into something else. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in that at all. But one night we got on the conversation, me and my buddy Kevin, and she walked by, and we, because I'm always talking to people about life stuff. I'm always curious to know what's going on. And so I'm always talking to people. And I asked this young lady, about, what she likes in a man. And what she told me blew me away. She told me, she said, I want a man to eat my butt. And
Look at the women.
And if he don't listen, she said, if he don't do that, he ain't got nothing for me. And this has been about 2 years ago, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, you mean you got to do that like before dinner in a movie?
No,
Like,
that's not all women.
Just
That's
skip,
not all women.
just skip dinner in the movie and just eat my butt.
No.
And
I
I'm
do
like,
gotta say, like, I don't really care about.
hold
I
on,
don't
hold on,
care
hold on.
about
I got to finish telling my story about this first. So I mean, it messed me. I couldn't believe that this woman was saying that. First of all, about an exit on her body. That's not an intro. That's an exit. But okay, great. You want a man to become a bottom feeder. I just saw that in the WAP video. Okay, that bottom feeder. So that's required of you before anything else. I'm like, that's crazy to me. But then on top of that, I have overheard guys just throwing that out there like their calling card.
Yeah.
They will use that as a they will use that as a pickup line.
Yeah.
Like, do that. I'll eat your booty out.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, bro, did you say what I thought you just said?
Yeah.
And I can't understand how we got there. How did we get there?
Music.
Yep. Bingo. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely. Levi?
Yeah, I guess I would agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm so glad you have your outlet here where people can express and talk, and we can bring this out as an issue because, like I said, we don't control 99% of what we see and hear, from television to radio to social media. You know, social media has opened up the streams where we can have a voice, though, because it has exposed a lot of things like the Black Lives Matter movement. Pretty much came out of social media, and the George Floyd thing and all these other things that get exposed because the cell phone, you pull it out, you can send stuff right over the internet right away. So the Rick Joyner Experience is a really good outlet.
Man, thank you. Especially because I'm gonna ask the tough questions. Like I asked the question earlier of the panel. I asked for a show of hands, everybody that's had a one-night stand before, and I put up both my hands. Everybody on the panel put up a hand. That's fine. Levi, I know if you had been here, you would have put up. Oh, you've never had a one-night stand. I see you shaking your head. No, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, don't put words in my mouth.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Levi,
put it in your own mouth. Have you ever had a one-night stand?
Yeah.
Okay. See, so there, I would not have been wrong. But boy, what if I asked the question right now, Croder and Levi? What if I asked the question right now? I'm not asking this
But
question.
most women don't admit to that.
Yeah, but these women did, and I appreciate their honesty. But what if I asked the question? I'm not asking the question, ladies, but if I ask these ladies right now, how many of y'all done had your groceries ate? If I were to ask that question,
I was about to say, was that a real question?
the look on
I wasn't really asking the question, but they ready to answer. They are ready.
I don't particularly care about that part of it, but I do feel like the oral piece is a necessary for me. Like the oral piece, like
eating a question.
The oral.
Yeah, like if you're not doing that, then yeah, like that, I will 9 out of 10 cheat on you, or we will. It's not going to be an issue for me.
Tell it, Abby.
You're wiping. What you wiping there?
I mean, it's in the same concept as far as you have some guys who you have to go down on them in order for them to feel like you really rocking with them.
Right.
So if I have to do that type of job, then I expect the same.
Reciprocity.
I think that's a part of sex in general.
Yeah, especially as like grown adult people. Like I'm not 15 years old. Like,
especially if you want me to do these types of duties as if in a relationship, or you want me to show some type of affection, you got to step up.
Wow.
Now, if you just want to be a cut buddy, now that's a cut buddy. Just hit it and quit it. Bye.
Oh, no, that's still required even in that aspect. It's a thing. Like honestly, like I could almost just have that. Like I don't even care about the rest of it for the most of the time. But
wow, you could just give you some oral and you good.
I'd be good to go. Be like, thank you, bye.
Okay.
Sign off it. I got
we are in, y'all. We are in so much trouble. we are in so much trouble. And first of all, I appreciate all of you all for being here with us tonight to just have this open and honest conversation. Because I think it needs to happen. People need to know and be able to express what is real based on their lives. But I think there's another position that we also have to look at, like if you've got a daughter, you've got to think about the kind of world that you want that girl growing up in. What I consistently experience in this dating world out here now is lack of consistency and lack of commitment. Nobody's trying to be committed. I have been. I mean, and this is. I turned down a lot, and the reason I turned down a lot, number one, because I'm scared as hell. Okay, I'm literally afraid of some of these crazy ass women out here. And I'm serious. And y'all look, y'all know I'm telling the truth.
And you do have the ones that get psycho. You do.
Yep. And it's not just about psycho, but just being
thirsty,
emotionally unstable, as well as sometimes psychologically unstable.
But I
mean, it's the last thing I want to be is another notch in your belt.
I don't think it comes from that, though. I think it comes from, especially there's so many women out here that are emotionally wounded because there's so many men out here just lying for no reason. So when you're encountering a woman that has got to that point to where everything is like, I'm just gonna tell you how it is. I'm tell you all this up front and giving you everything up front, is because they have been hit over and over again by people that are giving this truth when it's not needed. You know what I mean? Like there's people out here just making up full ass stories about nothing. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me ask.
I heard a philosophy by one person before that said something about women who are crazy also have the best love.
Best coochie, yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Guys, it has been really great being with you guys, but I'm gonna sign off here.
Okay, listen, real quick before you go, Sydney. I was gonna ask. Oh, you made me lose my thought. But here it is, ladies. Of the ladies that are here, and guys, is there anyone here that would really, truly, in their heart, like to be married to that one special person?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
You should.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, for me, what I am looking for is a connection. I don't care about all of the rest of the stuff. If I have a connection with that person, that is what matters. Everything else we can work on.
Well, listen, we've been on for about an hour and a half now, and we could stay on, but we're gonna. Let me tell you what I want to do. I want to bring this same panel back again, and we're gonna go a little bit deeper into this whole dating thing in 2020, and where do we go from here, and what do you want dating to lead to? It's got to lead to something farther than just the bedroom or the stairs, depending on where you are in the house when it hits you. I'm just saying. Look, thank you so much, Levi, man. I'm glad you were able to come in and see it. Thank you so much, Ebony. Thank you so much, dear. Ebony is my show producer, and she's typing something right now, getting ready for
notes so I can remember
for the next show. Terry, thank you so much, dear. Good to see you with your lovely self.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, man.
Crowder, I know you got to go. Look, Levi, thank you, man. Listen, folks, everybody that's watching, by all means, please do me a favor and go and like this video and share it on your timeline right now. I would appreciate it so much if you would do that. This is, as you can see, the lighting's better on this show than it was in the past. It's because I've been working on the lighting and I'm spending money and stuff. So the show's getting better, and I'm working on a client list going forward of celebrity guests that we're going to have on. I'm not going to drop any names right now, but we're going to have some great friends on that from screen and television, and it's this show's going to be great. So make sure you tell all of your friends about the Rick Joyner Experience. Follow me on Instagram at the Rick Joyner Experience. Don't forget, folks, like and share this video on your timeline so that we can increase the audience and keep going higher and higher. Lots of great things to come in the future, so stay tuned for more of the Rick Joyner Experience, and we'll see you next time. Peace.